Welcome to my world with Nat, Relocation Concierge, and welcome back because, gosh, this is another great episode. It's a little bit sunny this morning, but I'm so glad to have my guest, Erin, with me. Erin and I met, gosh, not that long ago, maybe 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, just about 5, yeah.
And, our friendship kind of developed the way friendships develop on cruise ships. Instant. and it's been so much fun getting to know one another and hanging out. And I really wanted to have her on the show to share her perspective because she too newly arrived in the DR and has had her own experience with her family. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So tell us, when did this big decision happen for you and your family?
So last January we came, my husband Dave and our son Jake, we came here on a vacation to see my best friend. We had never been here before that. So we came for about 10 days and loved it. I mean, before we even left the island, we had gone to tour a school for our son, the International School
of
Sosua.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, we kind of already had some ideas in our head that maybe this is a place we'd like to live.
Mm-hmm.
We knew when their registration deadline was, so my husband Dave, he kind of put the idea out there, and he's like, we could move there.
Yeah.
And I thought he was crazy. I was like, oh.
There's always one that's a little bit crazy, right? Okay.
Yeah, crazy in a good way.
Yes.
Crazy
Yeah.
But we knew our deadline for his school registration, so I said, okay, let me think about this.
Yeah.
Don't bug me. Just let me make my own decision. So he did. He left me alone to think about it. And then by the end of February, we had, I had let him know I made my decision and we're moving. So,
nice.
Yes. We were ready for a lifestyle
And
change.
what was the thing, you were ready for change? So I think that's always the big one for people. But what was the factors, that you looked at? Did you do a pro and cons, or did you?
I did.
You did, okay.
I did a pros and cons list. The cons for moving here, the list was quite short, honestly. The pros were quite long, so I can say that easily.
Yeah.
A big thing was that helped form my decision was life is short, and you get one chance to do it and be happy.
Yeah. Oh, you just gave me shivers. Absolutely. And that's part of the reason we came as well. We wanted to really experience something for our daughter, but with our daughter as well.
Yes.
And that was, and when it comes to our kids, I guess we always want more and we want better for them.
Yes.
So you landed here in July. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So you've just about 6 months. You've been here about you're going on 6 months.
Yeah. I had to do some math.
Now, you guys have really kind of went fast forward in the process, because most people who arrive and people that I'll coach when they want to, I'll say to them, rent, check out places. But you guys dove right into building.
Yes, we did.
That was a non-negotiable for you.
Right. So we chose this area, the Cabarete Sosua area, because there's a VA medical center in Puerto Plata.
Yes.
So that was very important that we had access to that. So that kind of, it narrowed down the area pretty easily for us. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you should go live in other areas and rent and check them out and make sure. But it was like, well, we need access to good care, and there's good care everywhere, but we needed access to a VA medical center. Yeah. So knowing that that's kind of where we wanted to be, we just kind of set out on a search for.
It was simple.
It was very simple.
So when you are making these decisions, remember that you have to have your non-negotiables. Us in the beginning was we wanted to live by the sea. That was a non-negotiable. We wanted beach access right away, and we did that. So it's like check. Yeah. So what are the things, I love asking this, what are the things that you were pleasantly surprised about when you got here?
I hope it doesn't sound silly.
No,
if it does, whatever. But just honestly how friendly people are. So I'm from the United States, and a lot of people, especially over the last year and a half to 2 years, have really become leery of each other. And it's almost like they're afraid to make eye contact anymore. And I'm just like, oh my God, what on earth? no one's scary. So,
No.
you know, it's nice to make eye contact with people and acknowledge them, and they do the same in return, which to me feels really nice.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Is there anything that you were like, not like surprised in like the other side? You're like, oh, really? Is this how it's going to be?
The driving is interesting.
The driving is
Yes.
interesting. That one comes up a lot. Yeah.
I'm sure. I can imagine that's on everyone's list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking in 20 different directions at a time, which is, you know.
It can be, I mean, for myself, I was tired. Last week I drove my daughter to pick up some friends, and then we came back, and then I drove them back. And I drove at dusk, and it was... I feel like I was white knuckling it, and I consider myself a good driver.
Yes.
But I just felt like, oh my goodness, like I couldn't wait to get home,
Mm-hmm.
because you just never know who's going to be passing you, who will be on the side of the road, who's not lit up.
Yeah.
There's so many factors to keep into consideration. Okay, so you guys have decided to build. What are you building?
We are building a kind of 1.5 story home.
Okay.
So we found property just kind of by accident. We were down the street from our son's school and just kind of riding around trying to see what was available. And we passed this one area and turned and looked up and said, oh, that's a very nicely, asphalted road. Let's look up there. So we did, and it was just a beautiful street. I mean, nicely paved, quiet, beautiful view of the ocean on one side and the mountains on the other. So it was kind of like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and we happened to meet our neighbor Dee Dee, who owns the lots and has them for sale. And she was like, "Can I help you?" Because we looked like we were
strangers.
Yeah, strangers. So you ask, and had a conversation with her, and ended up finding a lot that we loved. And
yeah,
Dave and I went home and talked about it, and thought about it a lot, and made sure that was what we wanted, and then went back to chat with them and make a deal.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so when is the home going to be ready? Approximately
March. We're about maybe a little over 90 days in right now.
Yeah.
So the first level is done. The second level is the walls are done, and the roof will be poured maybe next week.
Yeah.
So things have progressed very quickly, which is awesome, because we're anxious to be in our home and not in a rental, of course.
Of course, yeah.
So it's nice to be in that space.
So you have a son who's 5,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes to ISS. So for parents who are wondering, like, why ISS? Why ISS for you? What was that? What made you choose that school over maybe another one?
So for us, structure is important. There are other schools around that are a little more, I don't know if relaxed is the word with their curriculum, but we wanted a little more structure for him.
Yeah.
And ISS had a really great reputation for their program. We've met a lot of people whose children have gone there and have, gone on to do very wonderful things with their lives, which is
absolutely
nice. And,
yes.
It doesn't depend only on the school, obviously. It depends on the student and the parents and
100%.
everything.
And I think, I guess the recommendation is go check out all the schools, see what works for you.
Yes.
So I want to wrap it up. I don't want to keep everybody too long today. And of course, I've just noticed that we have a little bit of background noise. Not sure why. What are some of the things people need to see when they come? They're coming to visit like you did. They want to check out the area. What are some of the musts that they must check out?
Yes. Let's see. Go check out your schools.
The schools?
Yep. Are we talking for
Anything.
fun, for anything?
Yeah,
for
fun.
whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. One of the things we did when we visited here was Monkey Jungle.
Monkey Jungle, yeah, just
Yeah.
up the street from us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was a cool experience.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. If you happen to, let's see, we actually took a trip to Santo Domingo back in September.
The capital.
Yeah, the capital, and to the aquarium there. And really enjoyed
Nice.
that. Yeah, our son's a big fan of sea creatures and animals of all kinds. So that was
Excellent.
nice.
There is so much to see here in the Dominican.
Absolutely.
Erin, thanks so much for being with me today.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, please make sure you drop them. If you like the video and subscribe to the channel so you'll be updated on anything that comes out. If you are thinking of making this shift and you're not sure how to make that happen, let's have a conversation. As a relocation concierge, I basically handhold you through the process and make sure that you come here with ease for your kick-ass quality of life. Whatever you choose to do today, have an incredible day, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye for now.